What's cracking, y'all? It's your boy Most Requested. Once again, coming back with another video. It looks like D1, the rapper, is calling out other rappers for their lyrical content. For this one, I have to take you all the way to New Orleans. Let's go! What's cracking, y'all? Listen, this is about D1, the New Orleans rapper that obviously he created, because of the comments that he made about some rappers and their lyrical content has, created some controversy. And some of those rappers that he was talking about, they reacted to his comment, and I can understand it. I can understand that, why they react the way they reacted, because one thing you have to understand, and I'm sure he does, he's a rapper and a hip hop artist himself, and he also has a message, but sometimes it's now, the way that, sometimes it's the way that you deliver that message. Before I forget, smash up the like, share, and when you ring the notification bell, select all so you can get all the updates every time I release video content. Like for rappers, sometimes, I know they're wired different, you know what I'm saying? Like these guys are wired different, and you cannot come at them from left field, talking crazy about how they supposed to, present they craft to the public, because they're free spirit in a way. You understand what I'm saying? And I think that was the mistake that he made. I'm talking about D1, and I don't want to criticize the brother, but I think that he should have at least get in contact with those guys before he even tried to go into social media, because he got a big platform himself. So I think that he should have went to those brothers and hit them up and say, "Oh, listen, I have this to say about you guys," and and have a conversation, and maybe he could address those comments differently and not create this type of I guess beef between both, between them. And it's unfortunate, because the brother, he's a good person. You can see that the brother got not good at heart, and I'm not gonna say that the other brothers don't have good intentions at heart neither, because I believe they do. You understand? Because what I'm talking about is trying to have a conversation first before you even trying to expose or trying to talk about someone that you don't really know what they're doing, in their life. So first, this brother, D1, he was talking about Rick Ross and Meek Mill. And if you know Rick Ross and Meek Mill, the way they rap, they do a lot of flashing, a lot of money, things to that nature. So yes, I can understand, that sometimes that message can get misconstrued, especially with the young people. But also understand one thing, that Rick Ross and Meek Mill, they do a lot of work in the community, respectfully. So Rick Ross, I believe that he responded to D1, and he was telling him that he that he give away turkeys and stuff like that, and things of that nature. You know, Rick Ross really didn't take it. So I'm not saying so harsh. You know what I'm saying? But I think like a couple of days ago, then he mentioned the name of Jim Jones, and Jim Jones is, you know, man, listen, he's one of my favorite rappers, man. Jim Jones, you know what I'm saying? I'm a fan of the Diplomats. I've been a fan of the Diplomats for a while. I love the way, you know, they rap. I love their swag and all of that. So, and Jim Jones kind of like, you know, he didn't took it, you know, lightly, you know, because he understood that, yo, listen, you messing with my money, you know what I'm saying? Like, you putting my name out there and in a negative way, so that's gonna affect, it could affect, you know, the way that he's making money.
But is there any credence to what he said about
I don't care about what he said.
Okay.
That boy don't know me. I know his trick. You know, you're using my name for fame, it's all good, but you don't know me. You don't know nothing about my life. I do more in 1 month for people than he'll ever do in his whole life.
Mm-hmm.
You heard?
Yeah.
Like I really give back to the people. I don't care about none of the rhetoric he talking about. I grew up in the church. You're not gonna do none of that to me. But I really do a lot for the people. Mm-hmm. Line up to the statistics. Mm-hmm. You talking or you doing? Mm-hmm. You heard? You talk a good one. What have you done?
Yeah.
You did? Yeah. Miss me with the rhetoric about what I do in my music. I get money off my music. Don't tell me how to make my dollars. But what I do for the people, from my heart, can't nobody tell me about at all. You heard? Mm-hmm. I got a family, right? He got a family, right? He wouldn't want nobody mentioning his name in no ill light. Now, if you want to have a conversation, there was a way to go about doing that.
Mm-hmm. What's the best way?
It's out now. It ain't no best way to have a conversation. He got to see me when he see me now.
Okay.
You heard?
If he reached out,
he had the chance. He could have reached out. That avenue of talking to me is out.
That's out.
You heard?
Yeah.
I would have loved to have a conversation with that young man to enlighten him on certain things when he was mentioning my name. I had the same conversation with Farrakhan.
How did that go?
He summoned me.
Uh-huh.
You know, you don't know if he got sponsors. You don't know if he had commercials. Jim Jones have a family. You know what I'm saying? He got mouth to feed. So, like, who are you to tell another man how to present their lyrics? And one of the things that we have to understand, people that not really into rap and stuff like that, but if you know something about rap, of hip hop in general, these guys that rap about, you know, what's going on, like sometimes you're thinking that they're glorifying the drug selling and the towing guns and stuff like that. And they're not really doing that. What they're doing is like, it's a form of like newspaper or the news from the neighborhood, and they use rap as an avenue to express what's going on in their neighborhood and bring that to light. And yes, sometimes it sounds rough. Yes, it's the rawest. I believe that rap or hip hop is the rawest form of art that ever existed, because that's like, if you have to love it, you know what I'm saying? You have to love it to understand and to feel that raw emotion, you know, where it's coming from. You know, these guys that be rapping, like for example, like Jim Jones, I know that he don't be rapping from a negative point of view. You know what I'm saying? He don't be rapping for a negative point of view, because I listen to his rhymes, I listen to his raps, and the way that he talks, and I understand, and I know that he has done, you know, stuff for the community, like. But then again, you know, he came at Jim Jones, you know, I think kind of crazy like that. And Jim Jones is a Harlem nigga, and you know, Harlem niggas gonna do what Harlem niggas gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a different breed, man. So I just hope that those two brothers, they, at some point in the near future, they can get together and hash things down. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what we don't need, fam. We don't need no more of, the shenanigans of, because I know Jim Jones is not going to do nothing violent towards him. I believe that Jim Jones is not going to do anything violent towards him, even if he's talking crazy. But like, there's people that that love Jim Jones and his family. So those anybody, a fan or whatever, can get at this other guy because you're messing with his with his fam. So I'm just saying, I just hope that they can come to resolution, hash things down, talk about it, and they can use this as a learning experience for both of them. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Especially for D1, because I know D1, he's trying to spread the message, out there. And not everybody's gonna be receptive to that type of message in whatever particular time. You understand? So he need more allies than enemies. So that's my take on it. You know what I'm saying? The best thing is, for them to call it a truce, and I hope that happens. You know what I'm saying? I hope that happens, and we can all move on from that, because I know those two brothers are smart. You know what I'm saying? Even Rick Ross and Mick Mill, they're smart brothers. They're smart as fuck. You know what I'm saying? They really, they're entrepreneur. They're successful at what they do. So I know they're smart. So I just hate to see the outside forces, you know what I'm saying, to push them to a point where will be more friction and be more you know what I'm saying, like beef or animosity, stuff like that. I just hope that and I pray that these brothers, at some point, they get together and they deliver, the message, for all of us. That's all I got to say.